All right, are we on? Are we on? Are we on? Hold on here. Let me check out the technical and see if everything's on here. Are, all right, I think I can hear myself now. Go ahead and take it away, beginning guy. Hello, welcome everybody from MSW Studios in Cleveland, Ohio. It is this weekend MSW Big Time Wrestling Summary with your host, the man with the most, ravishing Robbie Towers. Hey, thank you very much for that, Mr. Announcer. But you know what? I'm not ravishing. How could you say that, man? I can't hold up. I don't think I can hold a pimple to Rick Rude. Okay? I mean, I'll put it that way, man. I mean, okay, me, I'm not bad, but I'm not Rick Rude. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. I am Robbie Towers, and the reason why I'm bringing you a special big time wrestling summary was, if anybody noticed on Tuesday night, Twitch had its difficulties. The screen was choppy. It started breaking up in the middle of segments and everything else. And I'll tell you what, it was getting really annoying. And I apologize to the fans that tuned in and had to put up with that crap. I do apologize. But as a return, I'm going to give you a summary of what happened Tuesday night. All right, guys, I hope you're ready to go along with this. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. And we first of all start off with Matt Bennett, who came out to the ring and shocked everybody. He was saying not only was his birthday, of course, Matt Bennett was the Tri-American champion, but also he said that he's going to retire. He's going to leave wrestling for a while to concentrate on his survivalist training. So he's just like, because he's always been an outdoorsman. I mean, when I talked to Matt Bennett when he was talking about it, he always talked about his trips outdoors and everything else. I mean, he enjoys the great outdoors. And with that said, you know what? It's going to be sad to lose a mega young talent like Matt Bennett. I mean, the guy is phenomenal, not just because he's only a second generation star, but he is phenomenal in the ring. He was a Tri-American champion, and I'll get to that a little bit more. But you know what? He's a great talent. I hope one of these days we get to see him again. Thank you, Matt, for all your service here at Must See Wrestling. And like I said, I hope you come back, man. It was a pleasure watching you, my friend. You are a great talent. I guess one of the topics he was talking about was that he said that basically Alex Brunstone was now alone because he's got a new advisor. I guess one's going to help him out, a veteran advisor that's going to help him out. So we'll get to that momentarily because we did see that person that night. But first of all, our first matchup we had was Johnny Gargano going against Bruiser McClurg. Johnny Gargano, of course, is officially signed by Big Time Wrestling, so you'll be seeing him on Big Time Wrestling as always, along with his wife, Candice LeRae Gargano. Well, Matt, Johnny Wrestling should have been Johnny Wrestling, but unfortunately, he was no match for the bruising bruiser known as McClurg. I'll tell you what, Gargano got a few good moves on him, but McClurg just hammered the living heck out of him and then finished him off with a pile driver and one of those devastating diving King Kong knee drops that looked like almost like after Bruiser Brody, one of those elevated nasty knee drops to get him the victory. So McClurg's still running pretty well here without a pinfall loss. Because we all know he won a 6-man match with Christopher and Abdul in his debut. And then, of course, they lost by disqualification last Friday when they were going against the Force. And speaking of that, there will be a rematch for that matchup Friday night in Tampa, Florida, as Right as the MSW committee has signed a permission slip for McClurg to be there, even though he is a big time assigned to big time wrestling. All right, coming up next here we had another new signee in the women's division, Carmella. Yeah, the queen, the trash talking queen of Staten Island. You can watch her now on Big Time Wrestling. That's right, folks. But she had some stiff competition as she went against Mona, one half of Sarah's super fans. And of course, it didn't help that Raquel was in the corner of Mona. Of course, yeah, where one is around, the other one is right behind them. And you'll find that out later on, too. I mean, I'll tell you that much right now. But Carmella did put up a fight against Mona. I thought we were going to see a pretty good upset with her, and unfortunately, Mona got her with that right hand and that Mo No More Sit Out Tombstone Pile Driver. So that was the that happened there, folks. Then, of course, we had Michelle Marquis for a promo. Of course, if you did not know, our boss, the boss of Big Time Wrestling, Malachi Abramoff, has been extradited to Russia to stand charges in his home country. We don't know what's going to happen there, but we don't know if he's going to return or not. I don't know, but right now, unfortunately, they had to dig and they had to go and find a new general manager for Big Time Wrestling. Well, surprise, surprise. The person that was substituting for Malachi last week is now the general manager. That's right, Michelle Marquis. Michelle Marquis is going to be the new general manager for Big Time Wrestling. And she says she's going to bring in new stars. She's like, she's like, even though the 3-week period's over with on the big time signings, you could still sign people throughout the whole year and everything else. So she says she's working on more talent to bring into the Big Time Wrestling banner. Good for her. You know what? She is a worker. I'll tell you that much right now. She was saddened when she heard that Jade Cole was coming back to manage the women's division again. But look at what happened. She got into a bigger position by all kinds of lucky things happening. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, we had that going on, and like I said, Michelle Marquis is pretty stunning on the eyes, and I mean, you got all the youngsters out there that's gonna like that. Coming up afterwards, we had Elias getting a TV title shot against Adam Strange. Adam Strange, of course, had his beloved girlfriend Carla Sereno in the corner, and if you don't know who Carla Sereno is, she is the daughter of Joe Kenny, who is retired right now because of a concussion issue. He had no choice but to retire before he made that even worse on himself. Like I said, my condolences to Joe, no matter what he did in the ring and stuff like that. I mean, nobody should not have to go through that. But it was a good matchup. Elias gave Adam Strange a run for the money. I thought Elias was going to become the entertainer of all media, because we all know he's a musician and a wrestler. So he's a two hobby star, bait. But Adam Strange will wind up beating him with the running Enzugiri, nailing him, and retaining that title. So congratulations to Adam Strange on that one, as Adam Strange continues. Yep, so long, Malachi. You're right about that, Harold. How you doing tonight, sir? This is just a summary show for the show that was all choppy on Tuesday night. Rage Tide told me that the fans deserved a summary of the show at least. We don't want to leave them in that thing, because I was looking at the whole replay of that, and that thing was so damn choppy. It was more choppy than a slasher movie. You catch my drift? Haha. All right. So we got that going on. Let's see what was I forgot what else was happening. Oh, you know, I think I know what's happening next. Another new women's superstar came to the roster on the Big Time Wrestling brand, and another second generation star. Natalia Neidhart, daughter of the legendary Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And basically, she had the test of going against Raquel. Now, I thought Natalia was going to win this match. She gave Raquel a hell of a run for the money. Don't ever underestimate Natalia. She's held prestigious titles and stuff like that. But, you know, like I said, I guess Marcus the King 41, who's the new subscriber here, and welcome, Marcus. I'm so glad you joined us here on the watching this stuff on the channels. I guess he said no sharpshooter means no win. And you know what? He was right about that. Because she did not use a sharpshooter. So therefore, I guess Raquel got it. But Raquel almost made Natalia submit with the I was surprised to see Raquel use the octopus hold. And that's a page out of the legendary Japanese superstar Antonio Inoki. I'll tell you that much right now. And that is a painful hold. But you caught my drift on that one. All right, you know what? We're gonna go with the next matchup here we got going on, which happened, and there was a couple surprise signees in this 4-way tag team match. Now the stipulation was it was a danger zone match. That means the first team to knock out somebody in this match wins the match and gets the title shot against Wolfchild and Lorenzo next Friday in Miami at Halloween Havoc. And let me go over the teams. Okay, we had Merle and Fisher, which was a given. That's part of the winner's circle. Of course, they're known as the Murder Machines with Tully Blanchard. Then we also had the Tag Team Champion, Nick Aldis and Samoa Joe. One half because it is a quartet once again. If you attention to Big Time Wrestling, Bobby Lashley has joined the Big Time Main Event Mafia, and I think it's going to make him a very powerful. I'll tell you that much right now, no doubt about it. And even though he lost to Merle, but you know what? He lost unfairly because Merle hit him with a chair while Tully Blanchard had the referee's attention. And then Merle hit him with a low blow. I'm pretty sure Lashley's going to be steaming revenge against Mr. Merle down the road. I wouldn't doubt it. But here's where it gets interesting. We also had new signees, Heart Foundation 2.0. So this is the reason why Natalia is probably in the equation. I wouldn't be surprised if this winds up with her and these two guys with Brian Pillman Jr. and Davey Boy Smith Jr. And don't forget Davey Boy Smith Jr. If you watch United Wrestling Network each week on Tuesdays, he's going to be in that upcoming United Wrestling Network World Title Tournament, 8-man tournament. And the first round opponent's going to be interesting because he's drawing Mike Bennett, a.k.a. Mike Canales. I don't know, that's going to be pretty interesting because Bennett looks like he's back to true form ever since getting out of that land of Stanford. But knowing Davey Boy, I think Davey Boy will give him a run for the money at least. But I think Davey Boy can wind up winning that first round match. Of course, if you don't know who else is in that tournament, you got the likes of Watts, Eric Rowan, who's known as Eric Redbeard, the Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson, Peter Avalon. Who else? Carl Fredericks, the former Darren Young, who's now known as Fred Rosser. So it's going to be an interesting tournament. I can't wait to see who's going to be the champion. My money, if there's anybody you know what? I'm going to go with the odd horse here. It's got to be Chris Dickinson because the guy's been running roughshod over everybody unless he happens to run a roadblock in this tournament. But let's get back to must-see action, shall we? I'm sorry about that. So the final team that was involved was the AOP, the Authors of Pain. I wonder who the heck's got these guys signed into Big Time. I'm actually surprised that these guys wound up somewhere. So, we get into 4-way tournament. It was back and forth, and it looks like Davey Boy Smith and Brian Pillman Jr. were doing so much damage. They looked like they were going to win it, but in the end, Aldis took advantage of a worn-down Razor, powerbombed him, knocked him out, and got the victory. So that means Aldis and Samoa Joe, the Tri-American Tag Team Champions, we'll be going after Lorenzo and Wolfchild next Friday in Miami for Halloween Havoc. But of course, what Nick Aldis and Samoa Joe said after the broadcast, they were in our studios visiting us. They said they're going to be over at Fury Friday. They told Chris Matt to go and get your best teams. And however way you want to do it, we will give one of these teams a shot at the Tri-American Tag Team titles. That's pretty good sportsmanship on the part of the Samoan Submission Machine and the National Treasure. I'll tell you that much right now. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing that happened before, after Natalia, and before the four-way tornado tag. Tully Blanchard wound up, I don't know, it seems like I don't know what's going on here, but Tully Blanchard wound up signing a new protege. Stunning Steve Austin is now in the Big Time Wrestling brand. Is this Tully Blanchard's nature boy? I'll tell you, he's got the charisma, he can wrestle well, he's got the arrogance to back it up. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see what Steve Austin, what kind of trouble Stunning Steve can cause here in Must See Wrestling and in the Big Time Wrestling brand. I was actually surprised. I'm shocked. I'll put it that way, guys. All right. We got going with that, so we got that going. If I'm going too fast for you guys, let me know. I do apologize. I try to get everything in on that thing here. Okay, we went with we're going with another matchup. We have Brimstone going against another Tully Blanchard signee. And that guy would be Price Sanders. So we had those guys going at it. I mean, I'm sorry, it was Daddy against Price Sanders. I'm sorry. But Brimstone would be later on in the broadcast. He would be wrestling on the card. I apologize. I'm getting my big men mixed up, but Price Sanders gave Daddy a good fight. Unfortunately, Daddy wound up winning. For Price Sanders, I should say, and Tully Blanchard. So, Daddy wound up winning, even though it was a non-title matchup, but it was a very good, I'll tell you what, it was a very good showing by Daddy that he can wrestle the heavyweights. Even though I still don't believe the big claim of him being 7'4" and 205 pounds. That's pretty damn lanky. That has to be pretty damn lanky. Even though light heavyweight limited is 225. All right, afterwards we had John Monaco come out to the ring. And John Monaco was talking about stuff, and he dropped a bombshell. He requested Matt Bennett to be out here because he says that he knew he did not leave the area yet. And stuff like that, and he requested a Tri-American title match to get one more shot before Matt would declare vacant. So with that said, Matt hesitated there for a moment. Who could blame him? I mean, you want to retire out on top. I mean, no matter what, he's going to retire out on top no matter what. But Matt Bennett gave it to him. And you know what? Matt Bennett gave it to him, so we had our main event set up for later on tonight. Matt Bennett defending the Tri-American title against John Monaco. Because Matt says he felt like he felt like that they deserved a one-on-one match. So good sportsmanship on his part. I gotta say. All right, afterwards we had Kevin Owens going against Christopher in one-on-one action. This was Kevin Owens won revenge for Christopher defeating him in that six-man match when they put him out with the sleeper hold. And who can blame him? I mean, the fans were solely behind in Kevin Owens' corner. No doubt about it. And it was a great matchup. Christopher had him going, but Kevin Owens fought back valiantly, fought back incredibly, and it would be Kevin Owens grabbing a surprise victory over Christopher. And fans were shocked but happy. I'll tell you that much right now. They were shocked but very happy. I'm looking at Hiro Takamo's things. As I'm going through watching this, I'm also reading the forum here right now. He's saying, "Daddy, good Lord, really?" Yeah, Daddy. Well, Daddy has that dual show privilege. He is a member of the Fury brand, but he is the light heavyweight champion. Like I said, I still have a dispute with that. I don't think he's 205 pounds. I don't think he's even 225 pounds, which is the limit. But let's put it that way. Christopher, you know what? If Christopher was looking for momentum in this thing, he didn't get it here. He didn't get it there Tuesday. If he's looking for momentum in his rematch against Ronnie Taylor as he defends the NWA World Title. All right, let's see what else is going to go on here. And well, the signees still continue. As coming up, we have Bam Bam Bigelow making his return. He hasn't even seen 200 pounds in 15 years. I've been trying to tell the committee that Harold. Honestly, I don't know what they don't believe about that. But you know what? I don't know. It's like, who knows? I wonder how the heck they're gonna solve that. Well, I guess we'll find out down the road. But getting back to the thing, we have Bam Bam Bigelow making his debut here in Big Time Wrestling brand. I guess he's going to be here officially. Going against Brimstone, and here's the surprising thing. We found out his advisor, and his advisor is none other than the Pope. Elijah Burke is here to help out Alex Brimstone, which is awesome. It's great to see the Pope. Pope is a very charismatic character. Is a very charismatic person, and you know what? He's very good at conversation. And of course, I found out that on Primetime Live recently, Tuesday night, he beat Zicky Dice to win the NWA World Television Championship. So congrats, Pope. Well, it was a battle of the giants, definitely, for sure, because you had Bigelow, who was at 300 pounds, and you have Brimstone, who was at about 375. And I'll tell you what, right now, it was a real dragged out, beat down brawl, but Brimstone would get the victory, as I guess Pope's advice must have paid off. I'll tell you that much right now. Really great to see that, I'll tell you that much. Okay, this is where it got screwy, because we thought we were going to be throughout the second segment here, and Twitch happened to turn off on us. And during that, we missed the whole unaired footage of Melody McMahon talking about putting out a warning to whoever was going to win the 8-woman Battle Royal later on that evening as it will be for a title shot against her at Halloween Havoc. And of course, one thing she has changed officially is that she has changed her name to Melody Massacre. That's right, folks. She's no longer as Melody McMahon. She's known as Melody Massacre. So that's going to be interesting. All right, folks. Let me tell you something right now. Let's get going. Let's get going with this again, and let's get going with the third segment. Now, it should have been part of the second segment, but once again, like I said, it clunked out on us. We had to restart the whole damn thing again. Son of a gun. I'll tell you that much right now, but here we go. The 8-woman ballroom brawl to decide who's going to get the title shot at Melody McMahon at Halloween Havoc next Friday. Of course, this opportunity went to the Big Time brand because the last person to challenge somebody for it, for Sabrina Monaco, at the time was Sabrina Monaco, was Akira, who was a Fury wrestler. And of course, Melody did not count that in the equation because she cashed in a briefcase. So there you go, folks. Now it's interesting. We had excellent women in the ring. Diamond, Mandy Rose, Anya, Sabrina Monaco, since she ran out of rematch clauses, Sarah Perry, Asia Call, Mickie James, and the television champion Viper. Well, we've seen a lot of them go down. We've seen a lot of them go down. Basically, it's like Asia went down and Anya went down. Diamond. There was a lot of surprises that went down early in this bout. Mickie James was one of the ones that lasted long. She would get eliminated, and then Mandy Rose would get eliminated. Came down to Viper and Sarah Perry. And Sarah Perry broke her slump. She pinned Viper, got the victory, and now she is going to challenge Melody Massacre for that belt at Halloween Havoc in Miami. Question is, I wonder, is she the lesser of two evils? The fans hate Melody because of her affiliation with the Fixins Club with her mother, Tracy Torment, and Jerry Missile and Monica Del Rey. But I'll tell you what, really interesting, folks. I'll tell you that much right now. So Sarah Perry gets the opportunity. It was a hell of a matchup, too. I'll tell you that much right now. There's no doubt about it. But the woman with the most selling piece of merchandise in the MSW shop history is going to get that title shot. Maybe stuff can be happening for her again. Who knows? We'll find out next Friday. All right, and finally, the main matchup. John Monaco getting a shot at Matt Bennett for the Tri-American title. And John Monaco was like a house of raging fire as he went after Matt Bennett at full force. But Matt did not put up a fight. He was not going to go down easily. I'll tell you that much right now. He basically gave it back to John Monaco. And I'll tell you what, it was a great matchup between these two popular wrestlers. But in the end, Monaco would get the win over Matt Bennett with Monaco Drive. And therefore, John Monaco was the new Tri-American champion. So congratulations to him. Afterwards, when there was some unaired footage, Monaco came over and helped Matt Bennett back up to his feet on the outside. And shook his hand saying thank you. Matt Bennett told him, defend that title with honor just like I did, buddy. You know what? Make the previous champions proud and give it your best effort. And then Matt Bennett was giving everybody a fond farewell as he got a standing ovation. And just to let you know, I just got some news that Corey Crichton will be on Fury Friday night as they present Heat Seeker. So that's going to be going on. It's going to be Heat Seeker this Friday. In good old Tampa, Florida, Orlando. It's Tampa. Okay, Orlando was last Friday. But Corey Crichton, rumors is, I think I heard he's teaming up with Crossbones against Jimmy Coldblood Jr. and somebody to be announced. So, that's what's going to happen there. So, you know what, guys? I thank you all for joining in for me tonight. I greatly appreciate giving you this because you fans deserved it after that broadcast came out so choppy on Twitch. It really didn't make me too happy. I told Tonic, let me do this, and I had no problem instead of just going over a Fury summary on this coming weekend. So, for everybody here, it's Robbie Towers, and tune in with us Friday night in good old Tampa, Florida for Heat Seeker. As Friday Night Fury will present it at, and we'll find out who they sign in this third and final week. Don't forget, fans, it's not the end of signings because they can still sign They can still sign people as they go along. But otherwise, there you go, folks. I'm Robbie Towers. You all have a good night and have a good weekend. Take care. This has been a Must-See Wrestling production. We thank Robbie Towers for helping us out here. I am Stu Barnhart saying good night, everybody. Take care.